How's it going, guys? I'm Josh, and today I'm doing a review over the Hesh 3 wireless Skullcandy headphones. So, first thing you need to know is I'm not an audiophile or a big headphone user. So this review is mostly going to be for like the average headphone user that is just kind of looking into getting a nice pair of inexpensive quality headphones. I'm going to go over a bunch of categories and give them separate ratings, and then at the end, after I've had a couple days of use and testing, I'm going to do a big overall rating of how I think the headphones are. So the categories that we're actually going to go over are the look, quality and comfort, sound, practicality, battery life, accessories, and the price. And then, like I said, at the end I'll give an overall review of how I think all that kind of comes together and whether I think the headphones are worth the purchase or not. So first up, look. Right out of the box, these things look great. The sleek black matte looks and feels amazing, and the memory foam ear cups have a nice firm look. I don't really like the glossy black plastic connectors. They're not metal, they're plastic, and compared to the rest of the headset, they kind of look cheap. Overall though, I'd probably give the look like a 9 out of 10. Second, quality and comfort. Like I said before, the connector piece is a kind of cheap plastic that I could see breaking down the road if you're not careful with these, but for average use, the durability doesn't seem to be a problem. The matte black pieces are plastic, but they feel relatively strong and nice compared to the little connector glossy pieces. The memory foam ear cups and padding at the top for the head are really firm, but are soft and feel really good. I can see prolonged use getting uncomfortable because of the firmness, but I'll save that for the test use because I think they might even be more comfortable as the cushion kind of wears down. The buttons on the back could be a little easier to press as well, but they're fine for the most part. That being said, the memory foam on the earmuffs are not really too big of a problem. They're still pretty soft and they're big enough to go over your ears, which is probably the most important part to me. Overall, on quality and comfort, I'd give that like a 7 out of 10. Next up, sound. They sound really good to me. Like I said earlier, I'm not an audiophile, so I can't perfectly answer this. For the average user though, they're gonna work fine. They sound great. Even though they aren't active noise canceling, they do a really good job of blocking out surrounding noise and sound coming from your environment. Like, really great. Even when they aren't on, everything is immensely muffled. If you have music on at a moderate volume, it's pretty good. They have 40mm drivers. I tested with some bass heavy songs as well, and it's pretty good. They're not gonna vibrate or anything, but the bass comes over pretty well. One thing I hate is that if the music is turned up a little bit too high, or pretty much like anything over halfway, other people in your surrounding area that are relatively close to you are actually gonna hear what you're listening to, at least on most music and songs. The headphones don't really do a good job of keeping the noise secluded to your ears or inside of the headphones, despite the fact that they do a really good job of blocking out all the noise from the outside. So I don't really understand that, but that is a feature that you might want to keep in mind. However, when you're listening to this at like the average sound quality I guess you're going to whenever you're walking around or just on a daily basis, they're pretty much fine and nobody can hear what you're listening to, so that's great. Just, you know, if you turn them up really loud, other people around you might hear. Overall though, I was actually really disappointed by that, and it actually made me change my rating for sound from an 8 all the way down to a 6. Practicality. They're good for the average user and they're pretty decent for travel. They actually fold in for easier storage, and I think they're really good for just studying or trying to block out noise while you're doing something, or for someone walking around campus, or if you wanted to go exercise or something like that. They're not going to fall off your head. They're pretty firm. They also have a built-in mic for talking on the phone or whatever else you might need to use a mic for. The battery life says that it can go up to 22 hours of use. It has an astounding charge rate of 4 hours of use per 10 minutes of charge. I'll save that for the use test as well. We'll kind of see if that holds up later on in the video. But overall, as far as battery life goes, for 22 hours of straight charge, that's probably, if you use it all day, that's probably a good 2 days of use. without having to charge it, which sounds pretty good to me. And then 10 minutes per, or 4 hours worth of use per 10 minutes of charge it also sounds pretty great to me. So overall, I'd probably give battery life a 10 out of 10. The accessories were okay. It comes with a charging cord and an aux cord for plug and play, even when the headphones are dead. So that'll come in handy if the headphones aren't charged. The charger was a little smaller than I'd liked. Here's a comparison to the size of the headphones. This isn't really too important, but I was kind of a little bit iffy on that. The aux cord is a comfortable size. It's about 3.5 feet. I wish it had come with like a travel case or something, but you could always pick that up separate. And for me, that's not like a deal breaker anyway. So overall, I'd probably give accessories 9 out of 10. Finally, what you've all been waiting for, the price. So these headphones aren't new. When they were new, they were priced around $130, but now you can pick them up for about $99, $100. I actually only paid $50 for them. I got them on sale during Black Friday, and I think they are completely worth $50. I do not think they're worth $100. I would probably pay around $70 for them. However, if $100 is something you're comfortable paying for a nice pair of quality headphones going into the headphone game, then these are worth it in my opinion, but also still a little overpricey. So I give price a 7 out of 10. All right. Now I'm gonna go and get a couple days of use with these bad boys, and I'll come back later in a couple of days and give a follow-up on everything I went over, or at least things that I feel have changed, and we'll take it from there. How's it going? So it's been about a week of me using the Hesh 3 Skullcandy wireless headphones. So I came back. I'm gonna do kind of like a follow-up on my thoughts. A lot of my initial thoughts ended up not being as bad as I thought they were going to be. So first up, I actually want to cover the comfort of the headphones. So previously I said that I thought that they would get a little bit more comfortable over time, because when I first put the headphones on, when I opened them out of the package, they were a little stiff. Like, not really stiff, like the memory foam was still comfortable, but you know, I feel like wearing them in makes them a little softer. It's only been a week and I kind of feel like that's already true. Maybe that's just me, or maybe I've just gotten more accustomed to wearing these, but they definitely feel better to me. Anyway, I want to change my rating on the comfort of these headphones from a 7 out of 10 to a 8 out of 10. So next up, I want to cover sound. So if you remember, one of the big things that I said previously in the video was that I was worried that since other people were kind of able to hear what you were listening to outside of the headphones, if you turned it up too loud, that was going to become an issue for when I'm walking around in public, or I'm just using them in a public space. And that honestly couldn't have been less true. After having the experience using them, if I was walking around campus or something and had them on, I often found myself not even turning it up that loud anyway. Because these are very noise isolating, I definitely wanted to be able to hear some of my surroundings when I'm walking around. They definitely held their own, and I was still able to hear everything that I needed to while walking around with these things on, even at a low volume. So I kind of want to scratch that rating entirely and go back up to my initial sound rating, which was an 8 out of 10 for the average headphone user anyway. Next, the battery life. So like I said before, the box said that it would last up to about 22 hours, and that's pretty much held true, because even though I haven't been using them for a long period of time each day, I've used these pretty much every day and I have not had to charge them once. So there might have been a couple days where I might have only used them for like a few hours, other than maybe yesterday where I was pretty much wearing them nearly the entire day. They've held up. I have not had to charge them once, and there have also been times where I've actually forgotten to turn them off. They're still charged and they've not died on me once. I'm sure I'll probably have to charge them soon. So because I haven't had to charge them, I actually haven't tried to see whether they would reach 4 hours of charge within 10 minutes of charging. Maybe that's true, maybe it's not. I'm sure I'll discover that within the week's time. Other than that, everything else pretty much stayed the same from my initial expectation. So after having added up those calculations, I give the headphones an overall rating of an 8.5 out of 10 for the average headphone user. Of course, the Lowest rating being the price, because the price I think is way more than it should be. But that being said, I still think that these are your average good pair of headphones, and unfortunately probably about the cheapest good pair you're gonna get. Overall, I've been thoroughly pleased with these. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope this helped you in your consideration on what headphones you might want to buy. Remember to leave a like and comment any questions down below, and don't forget to subscribe. So thank you guys again for watching, and good luck, boomers.